Now, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbing is threatening to constitute the membership of the Parliamentary Service Board himself if a committee tasked with the mandate fails to do so by the end of the week. The Adoc Committee, made up of the leaders and deputies of both sides of the House, has been unable to agree on the 4 MPs needed to make the constitution of the board complete. First Deputy Minority Whip Ahmed Ibrahim argued in Parliament Monday the absence of the board is frustrating the efficient running of the House.
Parliament is a creature of the Constitution, and the Constitution says there must be a Parliamentary Service Board. Mr. Speaker, you've been given the mandate to constitute this board. This is the 8th or 9th week of the meeting of this House. Mr. Speaker, this board has not been constituted. However, we are going to be chastising the President and the Executives for not constituting boards of corporations. Mr. Speaker, he who preaches equity must come with clean hands. And I think that not forming this board will be perceived as a serious constitutional breach. Mr. Speaker, and as a creature of the Constitution, we must not be doing things that will be seen or perceived to be breaching the Constitution itself. And Mr. Speaker, a case in point is where in this country, at a point, the Auditor General was accused of procuring certain vehicles and not forming the audit board. Parliament was accused of not presenting our nominee for the formation of the audit service board at that time. Mr. Speaker, it was discussed nationwide. And this thing that is happening in this House, Mr. Speaker, can be used against us. I don't know what is obstructing Mr. Speaker from not appointing the other members together with the leadership and the clerk to constitute the Parliamentary Service Board. For I know that the committee that should advise the Speaker was constituted by this House. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, when you go to our standing orders, the recommendations of the committee must come in the form of a report.
But Majority Chief Whip Frank Anodompreh was not enthused with how the matter had been made public, saying it should have been discussed amongst the leadership.
I think my good friend, the Honorable Minority Chief Whip, has hit the nail right on the head. I agree with him, it should be dealt with. It's not a matter that we should belabor. But then he quoted relevant sections, article and then the standing orders, and he's spot on. But the point has to be made that the motion was moved and carried. And the committee was formed to advise Mr. Speaker. Let's also recognize that, and I'm happy you brought in leadership. We recognize that it is the minority, both sides of the House, representatives from both sides of the House, that form the committee to advise Mr. Speaker.
The Speaker warned the Adoc Committee members would have to make up their minds.
I cannot proceed to appoint if I don't receive the advice from the Committee of Parliament. That is the frustration. Your committee has so far failed and refused to advise the Speaker. I have followed up on several occasions for the advice, and as of today, the advice is not yet before me. And so I have been contemplating or proceeding to appoint, and then your committee or you yourselves could then take me to court to say that I don't have that authority. But we need to have the Parliamentary Service Board in place. There are a lot of things that are pending, and we cannot proceed on them because of the absence of the Parliamentary Service Board. And so I'm happy that you have raised it today. The ball is back in your court. Your committee hasn't given me any advice. I don't want to go on a confrontational thing with Parliament. I am not a member of Parliament, and so I need you to be able to function. You may need to go back and consider the committee that you set up. or put pressure on the committee to submit the advice of the House on who those members are.
We're taking a break to bring you more business to stay tuned in.